let's talk about starting a business. So there are 6 key stages in the process of getting a business up and running and reviewing it. And it's really important that you go through all of them, because if you miss a stage, it's likely that you will put too much money into your business, or you might take it in the wrong direction, and you really don't want to be doing that. So we're going to super quickly just go through each of the 6 stages that you're going to go through in this process. The first stage is all about identifying the problem or need or want. So basically, there's no point selling a product or a service that nobody wants to buy. So the first thing you have to do before you have a great idea, before you launch onto the market, is actually work out, will people buy it? Now, you may have an idea. You may be passionate about what you want to do, and that is awesome. You should totally work on a product that you're passionate about. So perhaps identifying the need or want is just about working out how to cater your product or tailor it a little better to your market. So for example, let's say you desperately want to make decals and stickers for laptops. That's what you want to do. That's great. You can totally do that. But in your early stages, in step 1, when you're identifying what the market is looking for, maybe what you need to be thinking about and working out is, well, okay, I want to do this, but what style of this does the market want? Are they looking for a particular size of decal? Who is buying the decals? Is it junior school? Is it high school? Is it middle school? Is it people outside of school? Is it the teachers? So just working out who your product is appropriate for, or what product you're going to be doing and who you're going to be selling it to, okay? You can find a market for just about anything, but you need to know who's in that market and what you're going to be selling them, or you're going to invest money in getting the product going and nobody's going to want to buy it. So that's step 1. Step 2 is all about looking at creative ways to fulfill that need. So you've identified people want decor for their laptop, okay? Now you need to think about, okay, well, what could that look like? That could be decals, that could be and stickers, that could be cases, laptop cases that you make. That could be sleeves, just a laptop sleeve that people could put their laptop in when they're carrying it around. So what are the options? Try and think outside the box in step 2. There are lots of ways to fulfill what people want. What can you do that helps them fulfill that need? Step 3 is all about action planning. So step 3 is where you break down every task. Think of it like a giant to-do list. Every task to get your business from 0 to making money, you need to plan for it. You need to know how long it's going to take. You need to work out who you're going to have to talk to, what's going to happen at each step, so that at each point along the way, you don't forget anything important. Step 4, it's time to actually implement the plan. So you've made this great to-do list, this action plan. Now you need to stick to it. You need to make sure you're clearly completing the key tasks, that each step along the way, everything's getting done. Because if you miss important steps, you might end up with a product that can't sell. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, a group of students had an amazing idea. They wanted to make jumpers for school students with various groups and logos on them. We already had some at school, but lots of the societies and organizations and activities didn't include a jumper. Great idea. Lots of people wanted them. In fact, so many people wanted them that this group of students collected almost $1,000 in order money before they'd even bought the jumpers from the suppliers. Now about the problem. They skipped a really important step. In their action plan, they'd put a step that said, order a couple of jumpers as samples to check the quality, review that they could put the decals and logos on them. They missed that step. So they had $950 in orders. People had already handed over the cash, and then they ordered a bulk of jumpers that were really rubbish quality. So they had to send the jumpers back, they had to give the money back, they ended up with not a single sale. Disaster. So implementing the plan is all about following it. Now, of course, you can adapt it. Things change, pandemics happen, but you really need to think about, I can't miss the important steps. And even if a step is delayed, and that maybe delays your whole project, that's okay. Delay it. Make sure key tasks are done. Step 5, monitor your progress. Don't just wait to the end to review it all and say, how did it go? Every time you make a sale, every time you buy some stock, every time you interact with a customer, do a quick self-check. How much am I making? How much am I spending? Are my customers satisfied? This might even involve having some kind of customer survey or feedback opportunity so that each time you sell, you can improve what you're doing. The last step is the evaluation step. What worked? What didn't? Every business has things that fail, things that don't quite work as well as we'd hoped. That's okay. This is where you get to step back and say, well, these things did work, these things didn't. If I were going to keep going with this business, this is what I'd change. So that's your 6 stages of a startup, okay? Hopefully you can make some notes on that, and I'll be returning to each of these stages as we go through the task of starting up your own businesses. Good luck!